Hello, friends. Today we're going to crack open a topic that's been buzzing around senior communities and wellness circles alike: intermittent fasting, but with a twist. Because what if this modern day health trend is doing more harm than good to older adults? Let's be honest, fasting sounds sleek, it sounds disciplined, it even sounds a little heroic. Skipping meals to boost longevity, lose weight, and reset your body. Who wouldn't want that? But let's do a little reality check, the kind where your future might depend on the next 5 minutes. Imagine this. You're in your 70s. Your muscles have already begun thinning. Your metabolism is slowing like a lazy river. Your medications, they require food. But here you are skipping breakfast and pushing lunch to 2 p.m. because a TikTok doctor said it's anti-aging. What could possibly go wrong? Before we dive into the truth, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming discussions. Now, you might be wondering, is fasting really that dangerous? Let's paint a picture. Picture Mildred, 68, proud grandma, started intermittent fasting after her niece swore by it. 3 weeks in, she's fainting at church, forgetting where she put her glasses, and waking up with leg cramps. Her doctor says she's dehydrated, undernourished, and this is the kicker: losing muscle mass. This is more common than you think. Older bodies aren't younger bodies. They operate on a whole different rule book, and intermittent fasting doesn't come with a senior's edition. That's where the danger lies. See, fasting triggers stress hormones like cortisol. In a youthful body, that might be manageable. In a 70-year-old, it can tip the scale toward anxiety, sleeplessness, even arrhythmia. Add in blood sugar drops, we're talking dizziness, confusion, even falls. Not exactly the longevity we were promised, right? But here's the mind bender. Intermittent fasting can work for seniors, if done right. So the real question becomes, how much risk are you taking before you hit the reward? Coming up next, what really happens when your aging stomach stays empty too long? You may think it's cleansing, but your cells might be screaming something very different. So there you are, skipping breakfast with pride, sipping herbal tea while the house wakes up. You think you're giving your digestive system a well-deserved break, but inside, something peculiar is happening. Your aging stomach is whispering a truth your ears can't hear. As we grow older, the body becomes more sensitive to nutrient deprivation. Think of it like an old car. Missing one oil change doesn't matter when it's new, but at 150,000 miles, one skipped refill, and you're on the side of the road with the hood smoking. That's what fasting can do to the elderly gut. Here's the real story. When a senior goes 16 hours without food, the body shifts into preservation mode. That sounds good, until it starts feeding on what it can spare: your muscle. Not belly fat, not old energy. No, your precious, already shrinking lean tissue. And once muscle starts vanishing, the risks pile up. Reduced strength, slower reflexes, higher chances of falling, longer healing times. That little fast might cost you your independence. Now let's talk about digestion itself. Aging affects stomach acid production. Many seniors have a weakened digestive fire. You fast, then feast, and boom, heartburn, indigestion, bloating that sticks around longer than your grandkids on Christmas. There's also the little problem of blood sugar. Seniors are more likely to experience hypoglycemia, dangerously low blood sugar levels. Fasting doesn't just make you hungry. It can make you confused, weak, shaky, and suddenly you're trying to remember if you took your pills, or if you even have any pills. Speaking of pills, medication timing is a battlefield for those who fast. Blood pressure meds, diuretics, thyroid medication, many of them require food. Taking them on an empty stomach can lead to dizziness or absorption problems. It's not just about the food, it's about the entire chain reaction that follows. Now comes the controversial question doctors still argue about. Should seniors ever fast at all, or is it a dangerous relic borrowed from younger generations' wellness hype? Some say the benefits of autophagy, the body's cell cleaning process, are worth it. Others argue that triggering stress responses in fragile systems is playing with fire. So who's right? Stick with me. In the next section, we're peeling back the shiny label of supplements, those little pills that promise to support fasting but might just be draining your wallet and your energy. You walk into the health store or scroll through your favorite online wellness shop. The labels scream at you in gold foil. Supports fasting, boosts metabolism, protects against muscle loss. And you, being proactive and wise, grab a few bottles, magnesium, electrolytes, maybe even some BCAAs. If fasting is the car, these must be the seatbelts, right? But here's the problem. Some of these fasting-friendly supplements are selling you a dream, not science. Let's start with the popular ones, electrolyte powders. They seem harmless, even helpful. And yes, many seniors do need more sodium, magnesium, and potassium, especially when fasting, as the body flushes them out quickly. But here's the catch. Not all powders are made equal. Some are laced with artificial sweeteners or ingredients that do break your fast. Others interact with medications like blood pressure pills, and suddenly your well-intentioned scoop leads to dizzy spells or heart palpitations. Then there's protein powder, marketed to prevent muscle loss during fasting. But let's get real. Once you drink a shake, you're not fasting anymore. You're eating in disguise. And many of these powders come with additives, sugars, or dairy derivatives that can cause bloating, inflammation, and, ironically, worsen the very fatigue you're trying to fight. But what about the mysterious world of adaptogens? Ashwagandha, rhodiola, ginseng, all claiming to help your body handle stress. Sounds perfect for fasting, right? Until you realize some of these herbs stimulate the nervous system. For an older adult with heart issues or anxiety, it's not a chill-out effect. It's a subtle jolt to your already sensitive body. And here comes the big glowing question mark. Is it better to fast without supplements or eat balanced meals without fasting at all? Because if your supplement routine costs more than your groceries and you still feel weak or foggy, something isn't adding up. Let's not forget the most overlooked supplement of all, real food. Seniors often overlook the power of nutrient-dense mini-meals. A boiled egg, a few slices of avocado, bone broth. These small additions could do more for your body than a cabinet full of capsules. So what are we really trying to do here? Imitate youth or nourish wisdom? In the next part, we enter the battleground of choice. Because for many older adults, eating becomes a daily negotiation. Do I eat for energy or starve for longevity? What happens when that decision becomes life-altering? You stand in front of the fridge. The clock says 9 a.m., but your eating window doesn't open until noon. Your stomach growls quietly. Your hands feel a bit colder than usual. You hesitate. Is that hunger, or is your body quietly negotiating survival? This is the invisible battle many seniors face when trying to adopt intermittent fasting. Every meal becomes a calculation. Every craving feels like a failure. And yet, the promise of anti-aging, better brain health, or a slimmer waist keeps whispering, just wait a little longer. But at what cost? As we age, appetite naturally decreases. a condition some doctors casually call anorexia of aging. It sounds dramatic, but it's all too real. Combine that with fasting, and you're looking at unintentional undernourishment. That's not discipline, that's danger. Let's pause and talk about sarcopenia, the progressive loss of muscle mass and strength. It's already creeping up on you. Add long fasting windows and it accelerates. Why? Because the body, deprived of consistent fuel, taps into muscle protein to survive. That dinner you were saving calories for, it won't reverse the loss. And here's a cruel twist. When older adults eat less frequently, they often end up eating less overall. Not just calories, but crucial nutrients like calcium, vitamin D, and protein. It's like trying to fill a bathtub with a teacup. This brings us to one of the most debated questions among health experts. Is it better to eat 3 balanced meals or risk 2 underwhelming ones in a smaller window for the promise of cleansing? Some say autophagy, the cell cleaning process triggered by fasting, is worth the sacrifice. But others argue that the body of a 70-year-old doesn't respond the same way as a 30-year-old. While young bodies bounce back, older systems don't rebound, they break down. Now consider this irony. Some seniors skip breakfast in the name of discipline, only to binge on simple carbs by evening. Crackers, toast, sugary yogurts. The blood sugar spikes, crashes, and suddenly they're wide awake at 2 a.m. wondering why their energy feels worse, not better. So what do you do when eating becomes a daily puzzle, one where the wrong move could mean fatigue, muscle loss, or even a fall? Up next, we finally untangle this mess. Yes, intermittent fasting can be adapted safely for seniors, but only with a surprising twist that most doctors forget to mention. Want to know what that is? Stay with me. Let's take a deep breath. You've made it through the warnings, the hormone chaos, the supplement scams, and the daily tug-of-war between fasting and feeding. Now comes the part that most people never get to hear, the hidden way intermittent fasting can actually serve seniors if it's reshaped with wisdom. Because here's the truth no one's advertising. You don't need to fast like a 25-year-old influencer to get the benefits. You can micro-fast. Yes, you heard that right. Instead of 16-hour hunger marathons, think 10 to 12 hours, including sleep. For most older adults, that's enough time to give your digestion a break without triggering muscle breakdown or energy crashes. So let's say you finish dinner by 7 p.m. and eat again at 7 a.m. That's a 12-hour window. And guess what? That mild fasting window still activates metabolic benefits like improved insulin sensitivity and better gut rest, but without risking nutrient depletion or fainting spells. Another smart tweak: protein prioritization. Most seniors underconsume protein, especially during fasting. When you do eat, front-load your meals with clean, digestible protein sources like eggs, lentils, yogurt, or fish. Not only will this protect your muscles, it'll also help you feel full longer. And hydration? It needs to be intentional. Fasting can mask thirst. Seniors should drink mineral-rich water regularly, especially in the morning, even if it means adding a pinch of salt and lemon. It's not about sipping constantly, it's about sipping smart. Here's where we break the last taboo: flexibility. Fasting doesn't have to be daily. Try it 2 to 3 days per week. Use it as a tool, not a religion. Adjust it based on how you sleep, your activity level, your medications. If you wake up feeling shaky or forgetful, eat. If you're energized and focused, maybe wait an hour or two. Let's end with the question we've been circling all along. Are you trying to punish your body or partner with it? Because fasting, done wrong, feels like a fight. Fasting done right feels like relief. It's not about chasing youth. It's about embracing rhythms that honor your age, your needs, and your wisdom. And that wisdom knows no trend is worth your health. So take this gentle approach. Start small, listen more, adjust often. And if you do, you might just find that fasting becomes less of a restriction and more of a rhythm. Now let's settle into a softer space, a quiet place of reflection. Let's slow everything down. You've heard a lot: hormones, hunger, habits. But beyond the science and the strategies, this is really about listening. Not to trends or timelines or apps, but to you. Because your body isn't outdated. It isn't broken. It's not past its prime. It's wise. It's been through decades of storms, victories, illnesses, joys. It knows things. All it needs now is respect, not rules. So as you step away from this video, don't feel overwhelmed. Feel empowered. Intermittent fasting isn't off limits. It just needs to be reshaped to meet you where you are. Maybe it starts with breakfast a little later. Maybe it means nothing changes at all. Maybe the true win isn't in the hours you don't eat, but in how you care for yourself in the hours you do. You don't need to impress anyone, not your grandkids, not your doctor, not even yourself. You just need to feel good when you wake up and safe when you go to sleep. So take that deep breath again. And if something here stirred something in you, curiosity, concern, or even a quiet yes, then you're already moving in the right direction. Thank you for being here, for listening deeply, and for honoring your own journey. Before you go, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one. You ready? Find your quietest spot and let your new rhythm begin.